Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of my Storm fans out there. This is me, your captain speaking. If you give me just a few minutes, I'm going to make sure that you and everybody else that you care about knows that this stream is happening right now. We're streaming something that you guys voted on. I'll see you in just a second. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream, and we're going to get started off with, yes indeed, it is storm time. This is the Epic Storm, and we are playing the Epic Storm. Looks a little bit different though, and I realized that in my poll, we actually, by the way, we voted for this. We voted for the Epic Storm in our YouTube community. If you want to be a part of this community and be an active member and participant, every Thursday morning we have a poll, and you all lovely people decide what I play. The poll actually said the Epic Storm version 14.7, which Bryant has done a video on. It's kind of little old tech, but this is something that kind of was too good to pass up, shall we say. All right, we are cutting Brainstorm from the Epic Storm, and we're going to see how far that gets us. Right now, in front of us is a Jund storm list, and instead of Brainstorm, we are playing Abundant Harvest. This is a Modern Horizons 2 card that really is quite exciting, not least of which because the thumbnail for this video is absolutely gorgeous. Colors are fantastic for it, but Let's actually read Abundant Harvest really quick. 1 green for a sorcery. Choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of my library until I reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card directly into my hand and the rest on the bottom of my library in a random order. So a couple of things. I can find exactly the kind of card that I want. If it's a land, I can just guaranteed, you know what, I'm looking for a land, let's hit a land. Or I can roll the dice and find something that's a non-land and cantrip until I find it. Yeah, Alan and Jason, Wi-Fi, it's not Wi-Fi, it's Ethernet. I'm hardwired in, but my internet is working just fine today. I just did another test and we'll see how it goes. They were working on it earlier today, so maybe that means that it's all good. Fingers crossed. Let's not jinx it, just like Platinum Stick said. Yeah, this is going to be wild. If you have just been tuning in from March, this is a little bit different. So cutting blue is important for a few things. Now, we haven't cut blue entirely. Like, we still have Echo of Eons in the sideboard, but we're never actually tapping mana to cast this with its blue mana cost, right? So we are a Jund deck, and there are a couple of reasons why that this change has come about. One, Orcish Bowmasters is a meta-changing event that's happening right now thanks to the Lord of the Rings set release. It's a very powerful card, and it is changing how people need to play their cantrips. Those heuristics that you knew and loved beforehand are now gone when you're facing 2 mana. One of it could be black. That just ponders and brainstorms and things like that are different now. And one thing about Abundant Harvest is that it doesn't draw cards. I am revealing them from the top of my library and putting it into my hand. It's very similar to Ad Nauseam, right? I'm not actually drawing the cards. So Orcish Bowmasters is not going to get anything off of the Abundant Harvests. The things that will work are obviously the baubles that we are maintaining. It's actually a very similar shell from our 4-color list, but in this case, Abundant Harvest instead of Brainstorm. We can literally win without drawing cards, and often do, in fact. So Alex, yeah, I don't know if it's unplayable in Legacy, but there have been cards to, check its power. Brainstorm is a very powerful card. It was talked about in terms of bans at some point in earlier Legacy. I don't think that that's going to be the case. It's such a format staple. We can talk about whether format staples are untouchable or not at another time, but I digress. Drawing cards is not as good as it used to be, so we have to work our way around that. The other thing that this allows us is moderately more stable mana in terms of the ability to run a basic land. We actually have a swamp here. Now, this is the Camargue Swamp from France. This is the Euro basic land. This is my personal favorite. It's the one that I run in paper. So any excuse to run basic lands that are really cool, fine by me, right? So this, we're still playing Infernal Tutor, we're still playing Burning Wish, we're still playing Ad Nauseam. This is the Epic Storm. We're just shifting according to the meta like we have countless times before, with the inclusion of Wishclaw Talisman, with the adoption of Galvanic Relay and Veil of Summer, removing Empty the Warrens as a 4-of when Cabal Therapy and Git Probe were a thing that no longer became a viable option. The Epic Storm is the perfect story of adapt and overcome, right? The Bear Grylls meme, adapt and overcome, that's the Epic Storm. Which is why I love the deck and why you all here watching the deck, because these iterations are so fun. So with that being said, let's just talk a little bit about how the meta is shaping up outside of Orcish Bowmasters. We'll talk a little bit about it because it's changing because of it. But black is no longer a fringe color in Legacy. Orcish Bowmasters is a very viable card to have in your main deck, so people are wanting to play black. With that comes Grief and Thoughtseize and these discards spells. So Veil of Summers just really increased in effectiveness here, right? Veil of Summer is no longer just protection on our combo turn, it's protection during our setup when we're being discarded. Veil of Summer's stock has just risen exponentially. It's great. Also, because this discard heavy meta game is existing now, Galvanic Relay functions really well to take all of the storm that we're going to create and then just squirrel it away for a little while and wait another turn. And that is protected from discard. The other thing that really works well against is the One Ring. Hold up, I've got a cat. Say hi to Angus, everybody. So the One Ring has the clause, you have protection from everything. That might not be exactly the clause, but there is a protection event. I can't target my opponent with something like Grapeshot or Thoughtseize. But if I have Galvanic Relay, I can convert my storm into card advantage that carries over when they don't have protection, and then I can kill them. So I can skip that turn of a high storm count and just combo through it anyway and convert that storm into a one turn delayed win, if that makes sense. So Galvanic Relay also has increased exponentially because of the One Ring's playability has increased quite a bit in recent history since its printing, right? It's a very powerful effect. So Veil of Summer and Galvanic Relay, two cards that the Epic Storm has been playing and has been leaning into for quite a while, have really just increased. So I'm excited to see where the Epic Storm kind of settles in this metagame. We'll see. I'm not sure. Storm in general has kind of seen a decrease in playability for other factors, but right now I'm kind of excited about testing this out. So I've rambled on quite a bit. We haven't even talked about the Boseiju in the sideboard or anything like that. Angus does love white-bordered revised lands. I have the white-bordered revised lands for now in my actual Storm deck because they're fetchable and they match my dual lands. But in every other deck, I play this swamp, right? It's kind of beggars can't be choosers, but eventually I would like to have black bordered duels, and when that happens, that Chimerog swamp is definitely being played. Yeah, 11 lands, by the way. So this is kind of a lower land count. We are actually playing this Chrome Mox now. Singleton Chrome Mox, but with the basic swamp, our lands are, just fine. And the lower land count also means that our Abundant Harvest might... we don't need to run as many lands because we can guarantee hit a land with Abundant Harvest as opposed to Brainstorm and... I don't know, maybe. So Abundant Harvest guarantees the land and potentially allows us to play a lower land count. So yes, 11 lands. And then, in the sideboard, we were running 2 Chain of Vapor and some Abrupt Decay. Now we're running 3 Abrupt Decay and a Boseiju who endures as our permanent removal of choice. Leyline of Sanctity is also increasing in its stock right now because of the discard and all of these things. Boseiju is a really good way to play around that. So all of these things come together really nicely. I think that has been enough waxing eloquently about the deck. I am queued up for a league already, and we'll start us off. I need to make sure that I'm not joined. Oh, whoops. Okay. Oh well. Now I'm joined, and now I'm going to play a league. Before anything else, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the awesome sponsors of the channel, at least one of them, and I promise, I think that I've got it figured out. You're not going to see Hydra Bryant talking to you all at once. That's not going to happen anymore. It was fun while it lasted. But I'm going to tell you about an awesome sponsor, Card Hoarder, and you can check out the rental service that I've been using to rent the deck and everything like that while we find our round one opponent.
With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist.
It did work indeed. I'm very happy about that. We still haven't found our opponent, but I am very glad that my buttons work for the ways that I designed them to work. So everything's just fine. But Hydra Bryant, yeah, it was terrifying, right? it was not an enjoyable experience. Like, don't get me wrong, Bryant has a lovely voice. Listening to his videos, it's always very soothing. His lines are very clean, and he explains them very well. 12 Bryants talking all at once is not my idea of a good time. So, luckily, we have avoided that. Jonathan, I'm really glad that you're liking the list. For everybody that is coming into the stream, or if you want, you can check out the video description. Or if you're on YouTube now, watching it later, you can check out the Moxfield link in the video description. It'll take you there. And then there's a pinned comment that I will pin once the video actually gets published that will have a Card Hoarder link and a TCG player link. And it'll actually auto-populate your cart so you can either rent online or purchase the cards if you want. And you know, I have a set of Abundant Harvest that I purchased when it was printed back in Modern Horizons 2 just for this. So I'm actually pretty excited. I think that we may have tested it out very briefly, and it wasn't something that we were really sure about. But with the new meta shifts, the card stock comes in and out of fashion, right? And right now, Abundant Harvest is hot tech. I'll tell you a little bit about it later, but we have just been paired up for round one, and we won the die roll, so we're good to go. And this is a fantastic relay hand. In fact, this is a turn 1 relay for a lot 6. I'm going to keep this, and I'm going to turn 1 relay. Loving this. So, you know what? Let's try to brainstorm now. We might tip our opponent off on an incoming relay if we start playing out all these baubles, but that didn't look like the case. And our opponent graciously F6'd. And we are going to reveal, oh, that's the revealed zone. We're going to exile Burning Wish, Taiga, Mox Opal, Infernal Tutor, Verdant Catacombs, and a Veil of Summer. Okay, so this is a little bit of a, first and last, I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you're enjoying the streams. I'm enjoying streaming for y'all. Oh yeah, Alex, Abundant Harvest is really cheap. So we are in a little bit of a conundrum. We have revealed an Infernal Tutor, which requires us to be hellbent. So in order to actually do that, I would need to draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, or I would need to just not crack all of my baubles, and I would only be drawing 1 card next turn. I think I'm gonna draw my cards for bauble, because I still have this Burning Wish if I need to, and this relay isn't the greatest. The Veil of Summer is nice, don't get me wrong, and we have some additional Mox Opal mana, but I'm gonna get rid of all of my artifacts because we need a little bit of work here. So I'm not going to draw right now, but I'm going to draw, I'm gonna crack the bauble so that I can see what my opponent is drawing, right? And determine what to do next. Enchantress's presence. We're playing against Enchantress. That is wild. Okay. This is a classic Legacy deck. Not a very current Legacy deck, let's say. But, man, this is wild. Okay, Caracas. We don't care. And they have an Enlightened Tutor. Okay. That Enlightened Tutor might be problematic if they find a Deafening Silence. Okay, another Infernal Tutor, another Veil of Summer, another Lotus Petal. An Abundant Harvest could find any non-land that we want. First appearance of the card, and it's potentially very good. I'm going to play the Taiga. And I'm going to... So, here's the thing. I could Abundant Harvest, but actually, I'm a little mana constricted. If I Infernal Tutor for a Lotus Petal, then I will have Metalcraft turned on, and then I can use the Mox Opal here and the Mox Opal here for Abundant Harvest or future combo potential. So I'm going to actually Infernal Tutor right here for a Lotus Petal. I'm glad I caught that before I started making any other game actions. The Epic Storm. Wow, you're a first-time chatter. The person who made the sideboard is very talented, very handsome person. We're going to go with non-land off of the Abundant Harvest, and we hit a Mox Opal. Okay. Wishing for Peer, yeah. Unfortunately, I think that's the best we can do here. We'll have some available things to do later on. We just need to be drawing mana. So here's... Oh, you wouldn't have harvested. You would have just peered. Let's put Peer into the hand. And we're going to pass the turn. We have Veil Protection from a deck that likely does not discard us. And they're going to get their draw engine online this turn. They're going to cast the Enchantress's Presence, and maybe they have a Sarah's Sanctum and can really start going off. Same person that made the tokens, Brian. It is the same person that made the tokens, as a matter of fact. His name is Bryant Cook. You might have heard of him. He's an unknown card. Okay. It's good to know about. This is a cheaper Enchantress effect. Wow. Okay. So this is an Ad Nauseam, just straight off the bat. So we can get rid of the Peer, because we didn't end up needing it. Get rid of the Veil of Summer. We can put Infernal Tutor on the stack, crack the Lion's Eye Diamond, and put Ad Nauseam on the stack. We're going to do just that. So we'll hold control. Cast this Infernal Tutor, sack the Lion's Eye Diamond for black, and get an Ad Nauseam, and then use the Mox Opal and one of the Lotus Petals to cast Ad Nauseam. Infernal Tutor, Relay, Chrome Mox, Singleton Chrome Mox looking pretty good here. Rite of Flame, a land for turn, Burning Wish, that's our out for victory. Lion's Eye Diamond, we're looking good here. We've got a few more reveals we can make. A Lotus Petal, another Rite of Flame, another Lotus Petal. You know what? I think we're good here, but just because we can, I am going to keep flipping down. You know what? I shouldn't have actually flipped past 6. Our opponent doesn't know that we're not playing Echo of Eons in the main, but now I kind of just told them. However, I think that is I would rather lose to Enchantress. I hate bananas. I'm sorry. I would scoop right now if it meant that I never had to eat a banana or a banana flavored thing ever again in my life. But my opponent doesn't know that, and they can't make me do that. So, good for them. All right. We've got plenty of mana, an abundance of riches. Haha, see what I did there? And we can get this Tendrils. Nice, clean magic. Look at that. We'll see if our opponent has anything going on here, but they do look deceased. Okay, they have conceded, and we got game 1. Excellent. Now my thought is that I could update my data spreadsheet, my tracking now, or I could do it after the video. I'm just going to do it after the video. I'm not going to have to worry about it right now. Okay, against Enchantress, I'm definitely expecting Deafening Silence. So these Abrupt Decays and the Boseiju are coming in, and I think the 3 Thoughtseizes are also coming in. I can get rid of the Veil of Summers here, and Relay is... I think it's just going to be the Relays. You know, I like having one in the deck that I can Infernal Tutor for, but I think... oh, Alan, it was not exactly Tendrils. It was a little bit more than Tendrils. Although my Moto has just frozen. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not certain about this. Nope. It's not responding. Okay. Gonna close the program. It's always something. My internet is doing just fine. And now it's just gonna be a problem. Because of course it is. Don't look at my password, guys. Okay, and luckily, it's just going to pop my match right back up where I started. Hopefully, I'll still have time to sideboard. If not, there's always game 3, right? MTG is a quality program, that's for sure. Was it alligators? Yeah, alligators ate my internet. Did you just see a tail across the camera? My cat has decided to hang out right in front of my hand, which is an interesting choice. My hand, my magic hand, as soon as it pops up, he'll be like right here. His head is right there. We'll see if he stays there all night or not. Oh, thank you for that. I'm not going to sideboard. Not going to be enough time. I might have gotten a little bit. I am so sorry. I didn't realize I needed to click to return to the game. It hasn't happened in a while, and it usually just like popped up whatever game you were in. Okay, I at least got the Veil of Summers out. I don't have the Thoughtseizes, so it's not perfect. And this has an answer and some scry tricks, cantrip, and some tutors. I'm not super excited about this hand. I think that it's a little slow. It does answer Deafening Silence, and my opponent mulliganed to 6 cards. I'm gonna keep this. I think that this is a little slow, but the answer to a problematic permanent is really appealing. A couple of cantrips to find the things that we need works for me. And our opponent kept their 6. And survey says not a Deafening Silence from the basic forest. So that's nice. Okay. Let's... Rite of Flame is kind of nice. You know what? I don't actually have an Epic Storm pint glass. I think that all of the rest of them are broken? Question mark? You know better than I would. Really should get a pint glass, though. They look great. I have many different beverage glasses from different places. That one's from a movie theater that did a promo night where we watched Mad Max in theaters again. It was like earlier this year. I was pretty excited about that one. Okay. Wild Growth, their forest. Okay. And then they have 3 mana for an Enchantress? Collect Roof. Well, my Boseiju does not answer the Collect Roof, but my hand doesn't really care about it either. This Dark Ritual, I want. I want the mana in my hand, I think. Deafening Silence would hurt them, but not as much as it would hurt me. So they often play it anyway. Okay. Can I Infernal Tutor for a Dark Ritual? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or actually, I could Infernal Tutor for a Rite of Flame. That would make all of the additional Rite of Flames even that much better. Why didn't we harvest on turn 1? Because I was going to use the Mishra's Bauble and Scry, and if I didn't do that, then... okay, let's play the land. And I can Infernal Tutor for a Rite of Flame, and then... that's going to get me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I'm 1 mana away from a Peer into the Abyss, and I can spend next turn wishing for it. I think that that's what I'm going to do. And we can get Badlands and a Bayou. And let's Infernal Tutor for a Rite of Flame here. So the plan is potentially, depending on what they end up doing, Collector Roof's not going to actually do anything about this. Potentially Burning Wishing on our, what is it, 4th turn? We'll see. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Platinum Sticks. Okay. I wonder how long I was muted. Oh, my cat hit my mute button. I was like, I didn't mute for any reason. He's sitting right here. Hold up. Okay. My cat doesn't want to hear me talk, so he muted me. It's really kind of him. Interesting. Okay. So my opponent has 1 card in hand. I think that I'm going to play out this Boseiju and... well, you know what? I'm going to Abundant Harvest first. I'm going to Abundant Harvest for non-land. And then we can make our decisions. Okay, Mishra's Bauble. That really doesn't do anything with the Collect Roof on the battlefield. But what I can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so get Peer into the Abyss. And pass the turn. Takes away Natural Storm as a win. It does take away Natural Storm as a win. Interesting. I had a win? Oh, no. Okay. You know what? Interesting that I missed the win. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, storm-wise, it was the Abundant Harvest and the Burning Wish. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and they were at 18. Yeah. Always check for the Natural Storm. You don't always need an engine. Sometimes your opponent just fetches low enough that you can Natural Storm them. Green Sun's Zenith for 2. So this is going to be an Argothian Enchantress. Destiny Spinner. Okay, so that's their win condition. They have no cards in hand, and they're thinking about activating. They can't do that. They don't have enough mana. Yeah. Abrupt Decay would be a fairly decent draw. It would be mana neutral. Abrupt Decay would probably be the best draw. Burning Wish. Okay, well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're one damage away because we had the Abundant Harvest and let it go. So we have to Peer now. We'll have 1 mana floating and can make our land drop, so that will allow us to Rite of Flame and Dark Ritual to get the necessary mana for Burning Wish into Peer. We already have the Burning Wish, and we'll just make the Peer happen. Or Tendrils. Burning Wish Tendrils. Okay, red mana floating. We draw a lot of cards, and we hit everything that we need? Question mark? Yeah, we already had the Burning Wish, so we're good to go. We got a turn 4 Peer into the Abyss, following up a completely missed lethal. That's my bad. Never punished, though. So we can cast all of these things out. We probably should. Okay. This also will allow us to Grapeshot them if we need to. Yeah. Which is what I was going to grab. I was actually going to grab Grapeshot and play around a Veil of Summer, but we actually had all of it. So we got that. Put it on the scoreboard. 2-0'd Enchantress. That was fun. Oh yeah, Dominic, we are not playing Brainstorm. We are playing Abundant Harvest. Gonna be a fun time. You know, Alex, they made the right decision bringing that oof in, but we didn't actually activate more than 1 artifact that entire game. Felt pretty good to me. If you want to learn more about the deck that we're playing, you can actually click the link below to Moxfield, which is one of our sponsors, and I'm going to tell you about them right now so that you have time to follow that link while we're watching.
Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks.
Perfect timing. So round 2 is up, and we won the die roll again Bryant telling me to hold on to Bobble and learn how to play it better. Not hold on to Bobble, but learn how to play Bobble better. Definitely true. Okay, this is an unkeepable 7. It looks nice. Almost has everything we want. Mulligan here. And this could work. I can Bobble myself and figure out if I want to Taiga and Abundant Harvest right away. Yeah, it got Nas and then couldn't cast it. I didn't have any mana. I could just like hope to draw something off of the top with the baubles. I didn't like that hand. I think I'm going to keep this. The question is what to bottom and how to play the hand out. I think that I'm bottoming the Rite of Flame, and I think that I'm going to I'm going to learn and I'm going to bobble myself and figure out what I want to do with the information, just like we were talking about before. So let's start off with the bobble. And bobble ourselves. There's a Mox Opal on top. I don't really want that. So let's find a Bayou, because we already have the Taiga, and we need black and green. And we can Abundant Harvest now. Or we could not. I'm going to Abundant Harvest now. And it's going to be non-land here. Oh, Jason, I hope that you have a good rest of your day. Non-land. Urza's Bobble. Well, we're going to play that out. And bobble our opponent. Now, maybe... Oh, Death Shadow. Okay. So we are going to see about being discarded right now. Dominic, have you been watching the Women's World Cup? U.S. versus Netherlands was last night or yesterday or this morning, depending on where you are. Nail biter for sure. Veil of Summer could potentially be really good if we can untap with it, and they're not doing anything. That's... You know what? That actually probably means that they have their Swamp Cycler that they want to use. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out, potentially. So they're going to Swamp Cycle, which is the new Lord of the Rings set of cards that are basic land cyclers. It was a stressful game. I only watched the highlight. I'm not going to catch them live. Hey, look at that. The Troll of Khazad-dûm, the Swamp Cycler. Okay. They might just end up reanimating it and putting us on a 3 or 4 turn clock. We'll see what happens. And Nick, you liked the pedal going onto the bottom? I think that I preferred... And the reanimated the troll. Yeah, okay. They did the thing, and now they can play out the Death Shadow. Why not play Petal and Infernal for the second Veil? I could. I can do that now, even. Yeah, maybe I'm just playing a step behind this whole time. Play out the Petal because they are a Daze deck. You know? Do I get... another Petal here? Hold up, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not really gonna too much. They're not going to go into like range that would allow me to Infernal Tutor for Burning Wish for Grapeshot. That's not going to be a thing. So Veil of Summer it is. And then we'll play out the second petal so that I can Veil of Summer and still protect through days. Oh, nice, Dominique. I like that. That sounds like a really good thing. I hope that your kids enjoy it, and that maybe you're sharing some of the cool stuff that's happening with the World Cup with them as well. Alex, it was a tie. Stressful tie, that's for sure. First half was all Netherlands, and then can't remember her name, but some U.S. player got fouled. Well, it wasn't a foul. How was that not a foul? Got super upset and gave her enough passion to like put a header through the net and gloat a little bit. Rightly so, I might add. Zabeche, yeah, and like another Lotus Petal, it's totally fine. No brandy. This is just a local brewery's. It's like coffee stout. It's like a cold brew. It's kind of tasty. Abundant Harvest. Okay. Let's see about this harvest. Non-land, I would imagine. Ad Nauseam. Oh, okay. That's not really gonna do very much. Not at, what is this going to be? We're going to be at 4 life unless our opponent can do more damage to themselves. Okay. So they have 12 damage online right away. Miss Polluted Delta plus the Watery Grave. Oh boy. Hey, how's it going, John? Welcome to Shadow Beatdowns. So here's the fetch and the shock. They'll go to 7, which means that... Oh, they didn't shock. Okay. So I'm at 3 instead of 1. Huh. Hilarious. Abundant Harvest in the Epic Storm. Yep, we are playing Jund and Abundant Harvest instead of Brainstorm. What's the hot notes? Okay, Veil of Summer here, and then Veil of Summer again, and then Veil of Summer a third time. Let's see what happens. They have to fight over this. They did not. Well, we can't do anything about that. Okay. A little rough. So we are fairly well set up already against Death Shadow. We don't have much of a board plan. Sometimes they play Null Rod, and they are a Wasteland deck. So I like bringing in the extra land. And then I can cut something like an Urza's Bauble here. Plays through soft counter magic a little bit better. Yeah, that's totally fair. So I think that playing one piece of removal, like Beseiju, as removal for a Null Rod that may or may not be played, makes the most sense to me. And then it also can function as land number 12 if we really need it. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's right. You know, I totally forget about some of the decisions that we make as a team for playing around Surgical Extraction. This is something that has been a little bit of an update to our boarding plan, which you can find out by becoming a Patreon member. But we're going to be playing around Surgical Extraction. They're a discard-heavy deck. They're playing the Scam versions like Grief plus Reanimator. They're playing the Troll of Khazad-dûm, which also plays into the Reanimator deck. Surgical fits perfectly into that game plan, and playing the main deck Tendrils against a deck that has a really low life total just works out really excellently. So, yes, thank you, Bryant, for the reminder. I'd like to play first. I would. If I could Veil on turn 1, I think that I would. I mean, like, I could always do it off of a Lotus Petal. Like, I can play a Badlands, Lotus Petal Bobble, Lotus Petals Bobble, potentially, and then Veil to protect. I think, yeah, Bryant is thinking that he's going to keep it. I'm not super excited about it. If this was like a Taiga or a Badlands, I would hard keep this one. But the fact that I would need to lose a Lotus Petal makes it a little bit more interesting. We're going to keep it. We're just going to see if this ends up working. It's a little loose to a Wasteland strategy, but we'll see what kind of draw our opponent gives us. Okay, so let's play out all of the Lotus Petals so we can double Veil if we need to, all around days. And then I'm not going to bobble them on my turn. I'll bobble them in their draw step. Play around discard just a little bit more. Murktide Regent. Okay. So they have the Thoughtseize. They have the Thoughtseize. So I'm going to, if this pays off and I get to Veil of Force, I'm going to laugh in your face, Brian. The scoreboard would go up. Oh my gosh. Update the scoreboard, Bryant. They are attempting to force this Veil of Summer. Look at that. And they pitched a Daze. They pitched a Daze. I have my moments, Bryant. I have my moments. Okay, drew Mox Opal after getting rid of Metalcraft. Oh, well. Oh, the Lion's Eye Diamond could help. Maybe this will just work out. I am playing both of these cards out. And we get a Bobble draw. Okay. Another Veil of Summer. Do I get an artifact? Oh, wait, no. I can Infernal Tutor for a Lion's Eye Diamond. Is that even worth it? Like, how much more discard are they going to have here? Okay. So I can Infernal Tutor for another copy of Lion's Eye Diamond and then play my hand out with Veil of Summer so that I have Metalcraft. And I'm just waiting to draw a piece of action. Or... yeah, I'm going to play LED, and if I'm not Infernal Tutoring, I'm not going to play the Mox Opal out. I don't know. I think that drawing off of the top is a little bit much, so I'm going to trust the Infernal Tutor in my hand and hope that we draw green for this Veil of Summer. Let's just make it work. I don't know if they'll have additional discard, right? They forced my Veil on their Thoughtseize. If they were going to Thoughtseize again, they would probably not have done that. That's my thinking anyway. So, okay, got it an Underground Sea. They are not playing aggressive with their life total, which is fair. Second main, Ponder. Okay. Best draw would be a Lion's Eye Diamond here. For sure. And they chose not to shuffle. Okay. Lion's Eye Diamond? Taiga. I will take a Taiga. That seems very reasonable. Now I can hold up this Veil of Summer. We're really close to being hellbent. Obviously, I had the Lion's Eye Diamond. I would really like an artifact from Metalcraft. Excuse me, I'm busy. My cat. No manners whatsoever. No nos, that's right. Surgical, the Veil of Summer. Well, I'm going to Veil of Summer. So that I can at least cantrip. Okay, we got Metalcraft. They're at 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I tutor chain this? They paid life, which is kind of nice for me. It's 6, 7 mana, so yeah, I'm not sure. And they're playing the Murktide Regent. Okay. I need 7 Storm. It's not going to be enough yet. See what happens. Okay, so this is 6, 7 mana. 4 of it's going to be the Tendrils of Agony, so that's 3 mana. So that's really not going to do anything. Can I can't Burning Wish for anything. Yeah, I can just relay. That's just making sure that I couldn't do anything else first. Holding priority, or holding control. It is also the same as holding priority, but I'm holding the control button. And red mana. They have 2 cards in hand, and one of them is Stubborn Denial. Okay, their Murktide Regent is going to allow them to hard counter that. We're going to crack these baubles in their upkeep. What are they drawing? Reanimate. Yikes. Okay. And what's the card in their hand? Thoughtseize. All right. Are they going to put us on Yep. They're going to put us on a 1-turn clock. They have Thoughtseize in hand, which doesn't really do anything here, but we're dead next turn. I love Stubborn Denial. It's usually a sideboard card from Shadow if they're playing it at all. Ooh, that's not good draws. And okay, so this is exactly 13. That's all, folks. Unfortunate. Death Shadow is often a more difficult match in the tempo realm than something like Delver because of the discard, because of the soft permission turned hard permission like Stubborn Denial, Reanimate, Surgical, things like that. But you know what? Good on them. They played around it well. Okay, so while we're working on our third match, I think that I was telling you about how you can get some access to our sideboard guide through Patreon. We've got a lot of other perks. Let me tell you about it really quick.
Want early access to articles at theepicstorm.com? Become a member of our Patreon to get articles 7 days early, on top of other sweet benefits, and help us pay our website team. You can sign up at patreon.com/theepicstorm.
Alrighty. We are obviously still in queue. And actually, just so you know, we talked about having access to articles early. My Infernal Tutoring article for version 14.7 of the Epic Storm is going live to patrons tomorrow. I actually just got answers from our last writer right before going live, which I'm excited about inputting into the article, and then it's going to be published first to patrons and then to everybody a week from tomorrow. So if you want to see all of that and read some of the cool stuff about the Epic Storm, some of the cool tech, some of the cool tricks and things like that, that's the place to be. We have a really cool guest this month, and maybe you'll find out who it is if you're a patron. If not, you gotta wait a week. Sorry, guys. All right, so far, how do we think Abundant Harvest has been working? I have been able to name non-land quite a bit. We haven't really had an instance where naming land has been the correct thing to do. I'm really excited about how that looks, like seeing how it works to guarantee hit a land drop, which I think is one of the things that will propel its playability in the Epic Storm a little bit further than just drawing a card, like a opt or something like that. So we'll see. I'm ready for some of those instances to come up. I don't know. This is a test stream. That's the whole point of this. We're going to kind of brainstorm this. I can't even say brainstorm this because we're not brainstorming. We're going to harvest this idea together. Hey Caleb, how's it going? So, we're playing against Yukka. I played against them yesterday. I cannot remember what they were playing. However, this hand is lovely. I'm going to keep this, and it has not necessarily felt better than Brainstorm yet. I'm waiting for that opportunity, but we are only 2 matches in. That's a very, very small hand selection. So, yeah, John, the Abundant Harvest is in response to Bowmasters, and the fact that just like we can play Jund now, which, you know, the Epic Storm has been kind of leaning that way anyway. We'll just see. Ooh, Dark Ritual too. Okay. So, against a Scalding Tarn, I'm thinking about playing the Rite of Flame off of a Badlands and trying to Dark Ritual. See if that works. It might not. Nope. Okay. That's excellent. That's exactly what we want to happen. Our opponent can fight over this Burning Wish now, which does not matter in the slightest. This is a bait spell for counter magic and an increased storm count. And then, once they interact with it, or maybe they're brainstorming, that would even be better. If they brainstorm and then Force of Will, let's just, oh, look at that. Look at that brainstorm. I love it on the other side when it's going to make my Galvanic Relay better. So, tomorrow's Friday, absolutely. You got food in your belly. You got magic on the stream. That's always good. Okay, are they going to counter it too? Oh, they just gave me free storm. 2 of them. Love this number, just slowly incrementing upwards. Oh, they pitched Atraxa. That's right, they were playing Temur Omnitel with Atraxa and Sneak and Show with, you know, all of the Temur colors. So they have Veil of Summer, for what it's worth. Okay, we have another relay. We're going to hit our land drop, Infernal Tutor, Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal, an Ad Nauseam, another Infernal Tutor, and an Abundant Harvest. Okay. Paul, yes. Orc is the reason we're playing Abundant Harvest tonight, and just seeing how it goes. Oh, wow. Yeah, they're playing Omniscience, so this Lorien Revealed is a way to find your islands when you need them, and then when Omniscience is on the battlefield, then you just draw 3 cards. It's interesting tech. That's for sure. We get to play the Volcanic Island and pass the turn. Okay. Let's see what we can make of this. Badlands. Okay. Not really what we needed right now. we'll play out the mana first. So, the record is right here. We've got our Legacy League. We are 1-1. We played against Death Shadow and Enchantress. Okay. So I've got red mana in the... Oh. Okay. Our opponent was not ready for us to talk through the match. Or the game anyway, so they conceded. Yeah, Abundant Harvest. It is a little spicy, isn't it, Nardolphin? So, yeah, Red Necro indeed. I think that we were going to be able to scrap together a win. Just interesting. I mean, we were going to Burning Wish for a Thoughtseize and stuff like that, right? Nope. Okay. Everybody say hi to Angus, the little butthead that could. Yeah, they couldn't handle the spice. They were not ready for that. Okay, against Sneak and Show, Omnitel is a little bit of a weird combo of all of that. We're going to bring in the Thoughtseizes. We're going to get rid of 2 Galvanic Relays. We're not going to get all of them out of there. And then we're going to cut a... what are we going to do? What are we going to cut? We're going to either cut a Mox Opal or an Urza's Bauble. I kind of want the first Galvanic Relay. I think that that's reasonable. Our sideboard guide is kind of split. This is kind of a combination between Omnitel and Sneak and Show, and one has us cutting the 3rd relay and one of us has us keeping it in. I'm going to keep it in right now. It was very honest, Alex. I appreciate it from my opponent, but it was honest. Harvest in your Yorion Zenith list. That seems like a choice. I think that with like a Zenith control deck, you don't want any card, you want specific cards. And Abundant Harvest doesn't really work to find specific cards. Unless, on the flip side of it, all of your cards are decent. You just need to draw them more often. So if you can make sure that you're not drawing your lands and any card off the top is going to be a good one, then maybe Abundant Harvest is good. I don't know. Building control piles is strange to me. It's not something that I really do very well. So we're going to keep this hand. We've got Thoughtseize, and then we've actually got a relay coming up in a little bit. Hopefully. Maybe a win. I don't know. Lotus Petal. Are we going to just go off right now? No. Okay. A Rite of Flame. I am going to Thoughtseize them right now. I think that that's really important. Much more important than trying to relay Seize into Empty the Warrens. We actually do have enough mana for all of that. Yeah. You know what? Get Alex on the line. We're gonna make some goblins. Should I play around days by Rite of Flaming first and then Thoughtseizing? They're not likely to play days, but sometimes they do. I'm just gonna Rite of Flame here. Maybe I was not supposed to tip my hand here. Ooh, here's that Veil of Summer I was talking about. Okay. I told you that they were playing Veil. We got goblins now. And they don't have a Flusterstorm, which is normally what I would expect. If they're playing Veil of Summer, they're likely not playing Flusterstorm. And of course, now that I say that, I'm going to eat it to a Flusterstorm later on. But we'll see what happens. You know, Nick, actually, like jamming Yorion and Storm, Bryant, if the April 1st falls on a day that a video was released. It typically does some kind of video related to April Fools. It didn't work last April 1st, and I don't think that it's going to work this upcoming 24 April 1st, but I really do want to make a Yorion Storm deck. It would be bad. It would be very bad. I know, no SIGs on here. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna not do anything with Abundant Harvest right now. We're just gonna see where things go. Impulse. Okay. You know, Gavin, and now keep this between us, right? But I think that we realized that there's no fixing it, right? I kid. Ant is a very enjoyable deck sometimes for people other than me. Do they get there? Show and tell. Sneak attack. Am I feeling 22? I might be feeling 22. That's Traxa. Oh boy. Okay. Yo, I know it was one of his April Fool's videos. Okay, they chose Emrakul. I'm feeling 22. Okay, well, we see Force of Negation that they're playing. Surgical Extraction. Interesting choices here. I'm going to have to think about that moving forward. Am I going to bring out the last relay and bring in the Tendrils of Agony? Or maybe I bring in the Grapeshot. They're a Veil of Summer deck, and maybe I want my main board win condition to play around Veil of Summer. Maybe I just don't play around the Surgical at all. And just try to get good. Yeah, I'm just going to play around the Surgical. I don't think that they're going to be playing more than 2. We'll see. Ignite Memory Storm. Hold up, I got to catch up on chat. Ignite Memory Yorion Storm, that'll be live. Playing control files because I got bullied out of the 3 tournaments in a row playing combo and flex some of your favorite cards. Yeah, absolutely. That's one reason to play combo or control for sure. I would like to play first here. Okay. Relay is the name of the game here. And I think, could be wrong here, this Chrome Mox is going to be just another card for Relay. So how do we want to sequence this to make sure that they don't force the things that we care about? We're going to start off on Lotus Petal, and then Urza's Bauble. Now they're thinking, okay. They weren't before. I am going to Dark Ritual. I think that this might be a little risky. They could force this. They didn't. Cool. I'm going to make sure that I don't imprint anything under Chrome Mox. And we're going to relay for 7. Oh, I love the slime. Ave Progenitor Ooze is such a fun one. Okay, we're hitting a bunch of Rite of Flames. Thoughtseize, Ad Nauseam. Do we have enough black mana? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have a Thoughtseize protected Ad Nauseam next turn. And we can do so drawing a Bauble as well. I'm going to wait just in case something happens to our artifacts so that maybe my Metalcraft is removed. It doesn't look like that's the case. So I'll Bauble them in their end step, revealing an Ancient Tomb. Okay. Let's see if they have a Veil of Summer, which is something that I might expect from them. drew a Thoughtseize and a Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, okay. Play out this Taiga, play out this Lotus Petal, and we can actually just Thoughtseize them straight up and make them do something. If it's a Spell Pierce, I actually kind of want the Rite of Flames. So let's act. It doesn't matter because I have this Lion's Eye Diamond, but they don't know that necessarily. So let's work on the Rite of Flames first. Now I have enough to do everything that I want through a Spell Pierce. Oh, Veil of Summer. Ooh. Who could have seen this coming? Okay, well, maybe they have a Force of Will, maybe they don't have a Force of Will. We'll figure it out together. Oh, they do not have a Force of Will. Okay, now we have an out to Grapeshot. So that's our goal now. We have the mana for it. We just need the Storm and the Burning Wish. Things are looking good. We just need the Burning Wish. We have the Lion's Eye Diamond to get the Infernal Tutor to get the Burning Wish. So we're actually good. Now we just need the Storm. So this is looking positive. We need to flip some more zeros here. We can go down to how many relays are in the deck now? There's one relay, so we can go down to 3. Okay, that's 3. Okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I can harvest 16, Infernal Tutor. Oh, I can Infernal Tutor for mana things. Let's go. We got this. We're gonna not repeat this. Yeah, okay. Our opponent knows that we have a Grapeshot, so we won the match. Look at that. That was kind of fun. Played around the Veil of Summer by registering Grapeshot. I will say, the Epic Storm mirrors when Grapeshot is not in the sideboard are some of the most fun, grueling matches of all time, especially on Magic Online. I've never been able to do it in paper because there aren't enough Empty the Warrens tokens on the planet to play the mirror, but we'll see. Yeah, we could definitely tutor Chain Trent or just like, tutor for, the Lion's Eye Diamonds, the Dark Rituals that we needed. We had enough, more than enough, in fact. So that was pretty good. I liked that. Caleb, I really appreciate you. That was awesome. Okay, let's queue up for our 4th match. And while we're doing that, I'm going to tell you how you can support the content that you're viewing right now, and hopefully, you're still watching this stream, hopefully enjoying, or the video. I don't know where you are in life. Maybe you're watching this a month from now, 2 months from now, next year, Hive from 2023. I don't know. Let's talk about how you can support the channel.
You're still watching. Make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us.
Hello. That was it. Yeah, John, you're watching now, but maybe you get a hankering for exactly this moment a year from now. I don't know. Okay, we are up against Bocci, or Boki, or Boki. I don't know. Interesting. B-O-C-C-I. How do you pronounce that? I realize that I'm asking people that are typing their responses to me to figure out how to pronounce something, but B-O-C-C-I. We won the die roll again. That's great. Is that 4 for 4, or did we? No, we were on the draw last round. Okay. Well, this is a definite keep. I like this. Bocce, like bocce ball. Yeah. Okay. Am I gonna bobble everything? I think so. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah, I thought that bocce was spelled with an E. I actually refereed bocce ball in college, like the Special Olympics bocce ball tournaments that happened. Like they had regional things to step up to the Olympic qualifiers. I actually refereed bocce ball in college. It was a lot of fun. Okay. You know what? I realized that I could have... I'm going to hold on to this Urza's Bauble. Depending on what our opponent does, I could lean into a relay. Maybe I want to do that instead. Yeah, I'll just play both. Yeah, you're right, Bryant. I was clicking through anyway. Okay. So our opponent is a blue deck. We're in a Bowmaster format. You are right. Let's do this little scry trick going on. I'm not used to playing in the Bowmaster format. Okay. Burning Wish. We already have Infernal Tutor. Infernal Tutor can get another Dark Ritual, and then Burning Wish can do other things. I don't think that Burning Wish is what I want, though. I'm going to shuffle it away. Wish for relay? Ah, you know what? That's reasonable. We're talking about getting into a relay. I'll keep it. Okay. Let's see what our opponent does here. Let's get a Badlands and a Bayou. Burning Wish for a relay. Let's get that Galvanic Relay into our hand. See what happens now. Our opponent is making decisions. I wonder if they're getting a sandwich and what kind of sandwich it is. I'm a little hungry. I had some snacks before the stream, but I haven't actually had a proper dinner yet. And I'm thinking, you know what I actually really want? Which is weird because it doesn't sound super appealing, but I just watched a special episode of Invincible that talked about Adam Eve's origin story, which, by the way, if you haven't ever watched the Amazon Prime original series Invincible, great animated comic book show, just really, really good. But they had a special episode, and Adam Eve, one of the characters in the show, had an origin story before the episode, or before season 2 airs, which is really, really cool. Shardless Agent. Okay, we're up against rhinos. That's fun. Anyway, her parents gave her like a cream cheese and olive sandwich, and that just sounds so good right now. I don't know why. It just like cream cheese and olive sandwich, just absolutely amazing. That's what I want right now. Okay, so let's. This is an 8 Force of Will or Force of Negation deck in the main. So they have 5 cards in hand. It is likely that they're going to try to interact with us. However, let's try to figure out exactly the best way to present our win. Let's start off with a Dark Ritual. I think that that's how we start off here. And let's do it off of the Bayou. And they could force this. They don't. Okay. Hog toenails. I will look that up after the stream. I don't know. I'm never gonna Google something cold on stream. That just, you don't get those raw reactions for me. I'm sorry. We're gonna choose a non-land here with our Abundant Harvest. We hit an Infernal Tutor. Okay, so what we can do is Infernal Tutor for a relay. Not the greatest, especially since, like, we don't really care to draw another relay, but it would remove a card from the deck at the expense of the Lotus Petal. We would remove an unwanted card from the deck and increase our Galvanic Relay count. I think that's good enough. I think the Lotus Petal is worth that, for what it's worth. So, Dominic, it kind of is like that. Yeah, that's an interesting way to sum it up. It's not really a rip-off of the Justice League. Everything is a team-up of heroes, right? So I don't think that that's really a rip-off, but... oh. Okay. Mox Opal is our exiled Dark Ritual. Veil of Summer is very welcome. Taiga, cool. Lotus Petal would like a Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay. We are going to have to crack this bauble. Let's actually just do it now. Yes, Bryant. We did tutor for a relay, 10 onboard power, and I specifically explained that it was removing a bad card from the deck. I could have tutored for nothing. I guess that was another option. No, I have to reveal something. But I wanted the additional card from Relay. That's what I really wanted. I could have gotten a bauble. Oh man, I wasn't really thinking that one through, was I? Oops. Okay, so they're representing a hard cast Force of Negation, potentially. Maybe they're just making more Rhinos. They don't really need to. Blood Moon. That's not really a problem, actually. But main deck Blood Moon is interesting. It's often in the sideboard of these decks. Main board is a little bit interesting. That's okay here. There's an Urza's Bauble. Okay, let's play Taiga. We've got all of the artifact mana that we could want. Good night, Embrace Volatility. I hope that you enjoy your rest. I get no LED. You are correct, Nick. Could have gotten a bauble. Could have gotten a bauble. They're thinking about countering my Lotus Petal before I can hold open a Veil of Summer. Maybe I should have started with the Chrome Mox? Not sure about that. I think that starting off with Lotus Petal is better. This Chrome Mox could imprint the Infernal Tutor. Oh, they are forcing. Okay. Okay. So let's get the Chrome Mox. Let's imprint the Infernal Tutor, because that gives us black. And then the Mox Opal gets us green if we need it. Well, I say the Mox Opal will once Urza's Bauble resolves and gives us access to Metalcraft. So that's all good, I think. And then we got to see what we're doing. This is 6, 7, 8. I think this is just lethal. And it's Veil protected. 8. Let's actually just Veil right now. And we're all good. Look at that. Relay for the win. against the 8 forces. Pretty excited about that one. Okay. Now we got to figure out how to board. This is such an aggressive deck. Relay is not bad. I don't know if I want Thoughtseizes here. Let's see if our sideboard has anything about Rhinos. I don't think that we actually have Rhinos in here, which is too bad. Maybe we need to add that. We'll see. All right. If I were to do something, it might be the Thoughtseizes. Beseiju for Blood Moon. I don't really care about Blood Moon though, do I? Like, I've got Chrome Mox, I've got Mox Opal, I've got Lotus Petal. Blood Moon just kind of is textless, right? As long as I have one initial starting mana of any of the non-mountain colors, I think that I'm fine. That way I can like Dark Ritual or, you know, use the one Lotus Petal that I have for a Veil of Summer. I have a basic Swamp. I think that I'm fine. My question is, should I lean into Relay against an aggressive swinging for 8 or 10 a turn deck where I might not have the turns to actually do that? Or should I play Thoughtseize to disrupt against the 8 forces, Force of Vigor, all of this hate, and lose 2 life against the deck that's clocking me for 8 or 10 a turn? A little bit of a conundrum. I'm not sure which one that I want more of. Honestly, I think that it's going to just be, we're resubmitting. We're just straight up resubmitting, and the Thoughtseizes are just fine here. Yeah, John, thanks for that. I'm going to resubmit no changes. We're just going to see how it works. Maybe I want the Thoughtseizes in, and that was the wrong choice, but you got to make a choice at some point, and even if it's the wrong one, at least you stuck to your guns and made one. I like this hand. I'm going to keep this. I've got Veil of Summer. They are not a grief deck, so I don't have to worry about discard. Yeah. I have access to something. Undetermined right now. Nick, you would like Seize over Relay. Okay, reasonable take. I don't know. It's really close for me. I could see it going either way. What is your reasoning for the Seizes? Do you have any reasoning? Just kind of gut feeling? I don't know. Yeah, we could take their combo. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could technically Relay next turn. I'm not sure. They could just be violent outbursting me right now, which is what they're doing. Yeah, they are attacking. So Thoughtseize was going to do nothing. Not that we drew our relays anyway, but like, yeah, they're attacking for 8 a turn now. The clock is on. Okay, they have 3 cards in hand. They did. This is their tempo game plan, right? Rhinos is a tempo deck, not a combo deck, folks. Another Infernal Tutor, not at its greatest. Do I Infernal Tutor for a Lotus Petal here and just hope? I think that that's the deal, isn't it? So they might interact here. I can get rid of something with the Chrome Mox to kind of gain Hellbent if I need to, or I can use Infernal Tutor as a black source to get help to get like my Burning Wish online. Force of negation. Okay. Interesting. I mean, I get the idea from my opponent. Stop me and just tempo the game out, right, with their rhinos. Just forget card advantage or cards in hand. As long as you have your clock, then you can win the game as quickly as possible. Can I do anything here? I can hope that Abundant Harvest hits a Lion's Eye Diamond here. That's about it, right? So Chromox, Imprinting, Infernal Tutor. Well, actually, I don't need to make those decisions until Abundant Harvest is finished resolving. So I can just play out but I want to not lose Metalcraft. They have 2 cards in hand. What are the odds that it's another Force of Will? I don't want to ask that question, actually. It's going to be another Force of Will. Okay, let's just harvest right now. Name non-land. Hope that it's a Lion's Eye Diamond. Play to our outs. Urza's Bauble. Okay. Not sure that we can do anything here. We don't have any way to remove the rhinos, and we only have 4 mana, which is enough to Burning Wish Grapeshot and not much else. Okay, on to game 3. On the draw, or on the play, Thoughtseize gets a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe that's reasonable for me. On the play, Thoughtseize increases in its playability so that I can disrupt proactively a fast clock, potentially. Obviously, if their hand is Violent Outburst and 3 Simian Spirit Guides, or 3 Spirit Guides of various colors, then that's not great. But we're going to try our best. I still think the Ad Nauseam is important to have in the deck, even though they are really clocking very quickly. Okay. Thoughtseize looking a lot better here than Relay would, I think. So let's keep this, get a Bayou, Thoughtseize them, and see what we're cooking with. Next turn we can Abundant Harvest for a non-land, and I don't know. Question mark? The other thing is we don't really need to Thoughtseize right away, unless we're worried about a fast clock. And our opponent has mulliganed to 6. If they mulligan much further, I am definitely going to Thoughtseize them. I'm just going to Thoughtseize them. Yeah, it's just going to happen. We'll see. Oh, the Pauper 2-land spy deck. That looks really cool, doesn't it? Right? And with the upcoming downshifts for Pauper. Pauper looks like it could be a potentially combo favored, well, not combo favored, but a fun combo experience, right? It already is with the new Lord of the Rings basic land cyclers. Or not basic land cyclers, but the land cyclers. Okay, Bayou is the card that I want, not Badlands. And Thoughtseize them. Okay. So they've got a Mystical Dispute. It's a really good thing that I don't have any blue cards in my deck. I could discard a land here. And this Simian Spirit Guide only works for the colorless pip of Shardless Agent. So they would need to find a blue or a green source, which almost everything that they do does. They could draw a Taiga. I don't know. I don't know their life. This Mystical Dispute could eventually be hard cast for 3 mana, right? It doesn't need to target a blue spell. I'm not going to be able to take either Shardless Agent, obviously. Leaving one in their hand is pointless. I think it's going to be the land and kind of like Simian Spirit Guide is not going to be a take because they can use the Simian Spirit Guide once for mana, whereas the land they can use repeatedly for mana. I don't think that I want the Mystical Dispute. So let's play this. Let's take the Seagate Restoration. One of the downsides of playing with modal double face cards as your lands is, well, it turns out your lands can be discarded. And I don't know if that's the right choice, but that is the choice that was made. Okay. Well. So that is an Ad Nauseam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know our opponent has one unknown card in hand. Yeah, I don't know, Brian. Do you think that's a good draw? Do you think that's a good draw? I don't know about that. Pretty happy with it. Okay, Badlands. Let's get a Dark Ritual going. Ooh, there's a pause on this, isn't there? Okay, now, okay, so if they had another Simian Spirit Guide, or another Spirit Guide in general, then they could have disputed the Ad Nauseam, or the Dark Ritual, and I couldn't Ad Nauseam. Now that I'm able to play out the Lion's Eye Diamond, I am actually playing around Mystical Dispute, which is wild to me. It's such an interesting spot. And for what it's worth, I think that I would rather have the initial mana instead of the Lion's Eye Diamond to turn on Hellbent, but maybe that's gonna come back to me and bite me. I don't think so though. Now I've got all of my Galvanic Relays out, so I can go as low as 2, and that's as low as I'm going. And our opponent has allowed us the GG in chat, which is nice, but they are going to let me play this through, apparently. We've got a lot of mana. I guess they just want to see the Storm spell. There's the Tendrils. How about that? How about them apples? Look at that. And they have conceded. Put it on the scoreboard. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Right there. I'm not opposed to this build. Obviously, we really haven't tested out Abundant Harvest. We haven't really come up against Orcish Bowmasters. We did play against Death Shadow, right? But this is a 3-1. We're playing for a 4-1, so that's not bad. Yeah, another one for the good guys. We are the good guys. Embrace volatility. So let's start up another league. Find another match to go with, and then let me tell you about another sponsor of ours, Eminence Gaming, and they're a really awesome company. You can hear about some of the software that they are developing.
The Command Tower software by Eminence Gaming is perfect for hosting your own Magic events with features such as easy-to-create event registration for 4-player and one-on-one Swiss-based games. Event management has never been so simple, and it's done on the web. No downloads are required. You can sign up for $5 by visiting eminence.events/subscribe.
Alrighty. Well, Eminence Gaming is really cool, and if you haven't actually gotten into CEDH, they're a really good way to start. They stream as well, and they've got a whole host of events that they're working on. We are here for the last round. HeyNongMan sounds really familiar. We've won the die roll again. This is a great league, isn't it? Even if we lose this one, winning the die roll 4 out of 5 just feels excellent. Would really like this Badlands to be, I would really, any of these, like if this Abundant Harvest was castable, or if I could find another land. Obviously this wouldn't really work with Brainstorm, so Abundant Harvest not being Brainstorm isn't really hurting us. I'm gonna mulligan this. This is pretty risky. So let's just, we are allowed a mulligan, and this looks so much better. Look at this. This is fantastic. We're gonna keep this, and okay, as controversial as it may be, I'm going to bottom the Veil of Summer, our protection, our absolute lovely card, because Relay serves as its own protection spell, because it doesn't require, it doesn't interact favorably with a single point interaction like Force of Will. So we're going to take that Veil of Summer and put it on the bottom. Well, hold up. So the idea is that we're not going to relay on turn 1, which we could. We could do. We could bottom a land and relay on turn 1 for 4, which is not great. I'm not super excited about that. We would be losing Metalcraft. We would be losing our Lotus Petal. I would much rather relay on turn 2 once we know what we're doing and have 2 mana, 2 lands, and keep the Lotus Petal around, and have a Mishra's Bauble. Yeah, I'm going to bottom the Veil of Summer. That's kind of my thinking about it, and I'll just Bloodstain Mire pass. We don't need to combo quickly, right? Even these short little burst combos with the Relay as the main engine, they don't need to happen super quickly. We can see what our opponent is doing. Windswept Heath. Okay. We are the good guys, John. Burning Wish. Okay. Okay. So Windswept Heath screams Wasteland to me. I am gonna take the opportunity. Should I get the swamp? I'm gonna be open to, or I'm gonna be exposed to Wasteland anyway. So maybe I don't have to worry about it. Maybe I can just get Badlands Bayou and worry about the basic swamp at another time. Does this Lotus Petal resolve? It does. What about the Mishra's Bauble? It does. How about a Mox Opal? It does. And now I feel a little bit better about this Relay for 4. We still have a ton of permanents on the battlefield, which is what we want with Relay. And we're going to draw this Bauble, turn Abundant Harvest, Infernal Tutor, land, Ad Nauseam. Okay, so if I don't Bauble, I will have Metalcraft and I can Ad Nauseam next turn. So I'm not going to crack the Bauble at all. I already have Ad Nauseam rolled up against a Windswept Heath deck. You know, Nick, I don't think that I wanted the swamp there. We were going to fetch a dual land anyway, so they could always wasteland a scrubland off of a Windswept Heath. This is Abzan. This is junk. This is. Look at that. Oh. Maverick. Okay. Yep. Oh, boy. Dark Ritual was really good because that allows us to we can Ad Nauseam here, which is fine. We're not going to win this turn. Anything happens, we're not going to win this turn. So Grapeshot is my out here to the Thalia that's on the board. I can get the Grapeshot and Abundant Harvest for a non-land. Or I could Dark Ritual, and that's 6 mana so that I can Burning Wish Grapeshot. But I would lose Lotus Petal, and my entire hand, and then all of my exile is going to be gone. I'm just going to Burning Wish for Grapeshot. And just understand that, you know what, Ad Nauseam is out of the deck now, and we're going to have to win through another method. A little unfortunate. Am I going to crack this bauble as well? You betcha. Maybe I should have already pivoted as soon as I saw the Thalia hit the battlefield. Maybe I should have just cracked the bauble because I knew that I needed to draw additional things, but I don't know. This is also, you know, a Bowmaster potential deck, so we could be facing down some things. We are waiting for our opponent. I realize that, like, nothing's happened. We're in their second main phase, and we're just kind of sitting here. Waiting. I don't know. You know, if they do end up, like, Bowmastering us, this Grapeshot could clean up the Bowmaster so that we can peer into the abyss. Without too much worry. Right. Okay, they've played their land, and they're casting an Outland Liberator. Okay. It is daytime. We are going to take a look. Plains. Cool. Draw our card. Draw for turn. Rite of Flame is mana neutral, and it gets put into the graveyard so that I can then turn my Rite of Flames into Dark Rituals next. So I think that that's what I'm going to do. I could also Dark Ritual to clear out the Outland Liberator, or Mox Opal and then use the Lotus Petal to clear out the Outland Liberator. Oh, wait, no. I can Dark Ritual. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grapeshot is 3. Mox Opal is 1. So yeah, instead of using the Rite of Flame, I can just play the Dark Ritual. And then play the Mox Opal. Obviously, this is just for Storm Count. And then I can Grapeshot the Thalia. And then the other 2 copies are going to get the Outland Liberator, which they totally have the ability to, you know, sack to destroy a petal or something like that. But then it's still off the battlefield, right? There it goes. It's destroy, so I'm not going to worry about it. If I had an Abundant Harvest in hand, then I could obviously do something with the mana. As it stands, we are on a clean board. They have 5 cards in hand. They're drawing a Plains. They have a Wasteland too. Okay, so they have 4 unknown cards in hand. And oh wait, no, they don't draw the Plains because they shuffled their deck. Okay, so they have 5 unknown cards in their hand. Chromox, not at its greatest. But unlike before, it is not ooh, Scrib Ranger. We are playing Maverick for real. Okay. Savannah. Green Sun Zenith for 3. That is better than Green Sun Zenith for 2, but this knight is Knight Scrib Ranger is quite the combo, so I'm not super excited about this. It's also 5/5. Our out is Peer into the Abyss or Echo of Eons, right? We need a lot to go right, and honestly, this is a point where Brainstorm would be the best draw because it changes our entire hand as opposed to adding things to our existing hand, which obviously, if you didn't know, is why Brainstorm is such a good card, but not something that we really need to worry about because we're being wastelanded into oblivion. Okay. Palace Jailer. Oof. We have introduced the Monarch into the game. I don't think that there's a single thing that I could do here. If I draw exactly... Okay, Lion's Eye Diamond, and then I can draw a Burning Wish. So this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I think, unless they have a way to put another land in addition to the whole like untap knight with the Scrib Ranger thing. That accounts for that. So they have 12 and then 13 damage on the board right now. So they would need... Oh, well, that's it. Okay, cool. They can do it on my end step. That'll do it. I don't need them to show me that. They have shown that already. Heart of the Cards didn't end up working out. Beseiju could hit something like a Deafening Silence. It doesn't hit Collector Oof. I still think that I want it. And then I'm going to take out 4 Veil of Summers, 3 Galvanic Relays. Oh man, that's so rude. Brett, hurting. The other option is that this could be a Bowmaster's deck, and Beseiju isn't at its greatest here anyway, and Veil of Summer has a moderate amount of text. We have Abrupt Decay, so I think it's fine. Yeah, we're just gonna call that good. I'd like to play first. I would. I would not like to play first with this hand, though. I'm gonna mulligan this one, and I'm gonna keep this one. We can bin the Abrupt Decay, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think that's a Peer into the Abyss. I think, is that a Peer into the Abyss? Is this a turn 1 Peer into the Abyss? I think it's a turn 1 Peer into the Abyss. Yeah, okay. Oh, love this for us. We'll see if we can do it. I don't know. Our opponent could have... That doesn't matter. Oh, thank goodness. So unfortunately, we are going to get got by Force of Vigor. If they have Force of Vigor. But I can't play around Force of Vigor. I also, yep, there it is. Okay. I mean, I played around it as much as I could in that I saved the Lion's Eye Diamond, which is the card that we, I think, care the most about for last. But they did have the Force of Vigor. Turns out, John, it's not good. Actually, I probably should just call you Data Spot. Not great. Not a turn 1 peer into the Abyss. Yeah. And they have a Noble Hierarch, and we have a lot of catching up to do. Burning Wish is not it. Okay, we're just gonna like F6 through all of this, and Scrib Ranger, it's okay. Okay, all good to go. They've got a lot of power. They can attack for 2 until they're attacking for 3. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not playing poker, so my hand sucks. Could really use some initial mana. Just two mana sources. Just like, that would be great. 4 mana? What are we doing here? This is a Green Sun Zenith for 3, but it's actually for 2 because I'm getting Collector Roof. Oh no, you're getting Knight of the Reliquary. Okay, cool. No, I could not have pivoted to Relay. I had Dark Ritual off of the Lotus Petal, but no red mana, so it wasn't going to work out very well. Oh boy. Abundant Harvest. The harvest is not abundant today. Not at least for this game. So... yeah, Thalia's gonna seal the deal. Not that we weren't completely dead already, but a nice 3-2. That was fine. Kind of took a turn at the end there. I think that we had a very reasonable game to keep with that turn 1 peer into the Abyss that our opponent just happened to have exactly the right interaction. Obviously, they could have also had something like a Mind Break Trap, but I was pretty excited about this as far as like this Jund build goes. So let's talk about this. We've got I did have all of this organized, and then I guess I restarted Magic Online. That's what happened. So Jund TES actually ended up being pretty okay. I enjoyed this. Again, we didn't have much... There we go, that'll work. We didn't have much opportunity to take a look at how Abundant Harvest was actually going to work well. But I think that it was fine. We talked about some of the downsides that it has against Brainstorm, right? We can't change our hand. We can only add to our hand, which obviously is phenomenal against for Brainstorm. But something that Abundant Harvest doesn't do is draw cards, which in that context is bad, but in a positive light means that we are not going to be as open and vulnerable to Orcish Bowmasters. We're also not going to be as vulnerable to things like Narset and Hullbreacher, which are not as much of a cause for concern or the reason that this is being tested, but certainly can be discussed in the same light. Okay, now we've got everything organized. Excellent. The mana actually felt decent. I was really excited. We got this swamp here. What the heck is that doing here? Is that the auto swamp? I don't like that. So we've got 11 lands, low land count. We've talked about that. But with Abundant Harvest and the guaranteed I'm going to find a land right now mode to it, I think that that's just fine. Playing the basic swamp, it didn't really have any upside in any of the games in this league. Certainly could. We could add in an additional land. We could... I don't know, five actual fetchables seems pretty decent here. 6 fetch lands is potentially on the lower side. We could bump that up with another Verdant Catacombs to 12, probably in lieu of this Chrome Mox, right? But we never really saw Abundant Harvest kind of come through on that end. So I think that that's going to be an unanswered question that this stream has. Maybe Abundant Harvest is actually good to find those lands when we need them, especially when the games are going longer. But we just didn't have the opportunity to test it. So definitely something that we need to consider moving forward. Boseiju, I enjoy. I think that it's an opportunity to play an additional land in the sideboard, which is sometimes something that you want in those grindier games, and it also happens to answer some problematic permanents, obviously. So kind of useful. Chalice of the Void, Null Rod, cards like that, right? You guys know what Boseiju does and the things that it answers. We're a combo centered YouTube channel. We know what the problematic permanents are. Our sideboard for Burning Wish seems very reasonable. I don't think that we need to worry about any of that right now. Grapeshot killing Athalia was not actually helpful in the league against Maverick, but it was potentially good. It also worked out really nicely to be able to play around Veil of Summer. Our Omnitel or our Rug Sneak and Show player was a lot more honest than they needed to be, but going for Grapeshot in that game 2 or 3, I can't remember now, was our out to victory. And then against the Enchantress player, they conceded before we were actually able to decide whether we wanted to get a Tendrils in a post-board game or a Grapeshot. I was going to get the Grapeshot just because they were representing a Veil of Summer. I didn't know if they had it or not. But we have been able to play through Veil of Summer against that Sneak and Show player. So I think that this is a good place to leave the stream. Let me know if you guys actually end up playing something like this. I think that I might end up playing this in paper. Got all the cards for it. 2 Badlands. Maybe do I have 2 Badlands? I might. I don't know. My locals are proxy friendly anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Time for me to go. Glitchy internet. That's exactly what's happening. It's time to kick me out of here. Thank you all for watching the stream. I appreciate you. I am glad that you are enjoying the content here. If you do, make sure to show your appreciation through all of the various ways that we talked about during the stream. Supporting the channel, supporting our Patreon, supporting our sponsors, all of that good stuff. I will see you next week, Thursday, for a stream of your